It's been a while since the last raid video, but Raid is making some new changes to old champions, some of which I actually have. Now let's whip them out of the vault. Where's the other one at? Ah, this guy. The two people they're changing is Harvest Jack and Lugan. Now, way back in the day, Harvest Jack was actually kind of decent. Lugan sucks. But nowadays, with all the new meta stuff, these two are just completely. They're just not it. They just can't compete with the champs they've put in throughout the years. So some of the changes, I guess we'll start with Lugan first. So this is what he has like now, but when they update the game soon, this is what he's gonna be when they, implement the updates. But his A1 attacks an enemy, heals all allies by 25% of the damage inflicted. Doesn't do that much damage. Places a shield buff on this champion equal to 10% of their max HP for 2 turns. Not good. So the new A1's gonna be when ascended, I guess. Ascended. I don't know what that means. Weird. Attacks one enemy, heals all allies by 25% of the damage inflicted. But he's also going to ignore 20% defense, meaning he's going to hit harder, so that means more healing. Damage multiplier increase, so that means he's going to hit harder in general anyways. They're going to up his stats, I guess. 50% chance of a stun debuff for 1 turn. So he has a small little CC there too. I don't know if that's going to be able to book out or not. Probably, maybe, I don't know. His old A2 was places a 60% increased defense only on him. Sucks. Selfish. Also places 50% ally protection on all allies for 2 turns. It's just meh. And now his new skill, 6% increased defense, ally protection, and a shield equal to 30% of his max HP on all allies for 2 turns. Significantly better. No selfishness. It's 10 times better. Then his A3 attacks all enemies, 80% chance of placing a blocked active skills debuff for 2 turns. It's like okay against mythicals, I guess. But that's like all it does. There's not really anything else. And his new A3 is going to be attacks all enemies, 8% chance of decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs by 2 turns, while also placing black active skills debuff for 2 turns. I hope this books out to 100. I mean, why wouldn't it? Also ignores 25% of each target's defense if this champion's under shield and long fights. It's going to be good because you're going to want to have shield up a lot. You can also play shield on the same one. It's sad that if they would have given him an extra turn here so we can do this and then do this, that would be insanely better, but they're giving him a decent enough buff anyways. And his damage is going to be increased by this skill too. Wait, it's going to be a 3-turn cooldown instead of 4? Is it 4? Oh, it is 4. Okay, so that's going to be on a 3-turn cooldown. And he has no passive whatsoever. I guess this is the passive. When attack decreases duration of all buffs on the attacker by 1 turn. Looks like that's infinite. No cooldown. So I don't know why it's a dash here. Wait, I'm looking at Harvest Jack. Guess who's an idiot? I mean, it's still a 4-turn cooldown and no passive. So his new passive is going to be whenever an enemy attacks an ally under a shield, counterattacks with his default skill. So what you really want to do, depending on if you're going in arena or not, I mean, if people have like block debuffs, all that jazz, you probably don't want to do this one, but you want to open up with this. Because when people hit you, he counterattacks. That means he can heal and stun. It's decent. The damage inflicted by this champion increases by 10% for each active buff on all allies placed by this champion. So his A2. 10% for each active buff. So he's going to get at least 30% more damage. Or is it each buff? If you have like, let's say you have 3 allies. So 3 times 3 is 9. Is it going to be 90%? I think it's just 10%. I don't know. Huh. I'm gonna assume it's probably 30%. Who knows how hard he's gonna hit after this? I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to test that out. I mean, my banner lords is complete diarrhea for support. So with this change, he's gonna be a lot better, especially in faction wars. He can lock people out, give people survivability as well, and also has a small chance of stunning. It's gonna be decent. Okay, let's move on to Harvest Jack, who is he's okay now. He has some sleeps, decreased speeds, and fears. Sleeps if the fear doesn't get placed. Triple hitter, small chance of stealing. Yeah, he's okay now in current raid. His A1 they're gonna double his chance of stealing a buff from a target, 25 to 50%. Each hit, they're gonna double the chance of placing fear as well, 25 to 50%, for one turn. And this is just hitting. I mean, it's not gonna matter if the target has no active buffs or not. He's just gonna place it in any circumstance, 50% chance. Chance increases to 100% if the target has no active buffs. Okay, the fear. So he has a 50% chance of placing a fear in general, but it's going to be 100% if the target he's hitting has no buffs. Okay, it's kind of cool. A2 attacks all enemies, block debuffs if they're under fear. Randomly removes increased attack and replaces it with decreased attack. Removes continuous heals and replaces it with poison. So it's like a weird skill. So his new A2 is going to be AoE, remove all buffs from each target, then places decreased attack and block buffs for 2 turns, then grants an extra turn. This skill just becomes actually insane. This is technically a 3 turn cooldown because of the extra turn. So you can open up with this, and then I guess open up with his A2 or A3. I mean, not open up, but A2 first and the other one. His A3 AoE 75% chance of a true fear for 1 turn increases to 2 turns. Places decreased speed for 2 turns and decreases each target's turn meter by 50% if the true fear debuff is placed. Turn meter decrease goes to 30% in the new A3, which is better by actually a decent margin. Has a 75% chance of placing asleep if true fear is not placed. 5 turn cooldown currently. Actually, no, it's 4. Then why does it say 5? I don't know. I guess they're just not making it to where it's booked. But their new skill is gonna be 75% chance to place an irresistible sleep if the true fear is not placed. Whether it's a 3% chance of missing or maybe getting resisted. Also decreases each target's turn meter by 30%. Okay. So whoever, if the champion ignores the true fear, they're gonna get irresistibly slept while also getting their turn meter decreased. That's actually huge. So he's gonna be nasty for waves, faction wars, and some of this stuff is even good against some bosses too. I think one of the Chimera people don't like some of this stuff. I forgot which one it is. I'm not that huge in the Chimera. I just don't have the champs or souls for it, for like high end. That's his passive, current passive. It's just boring. But his new passive is going to be whenever an ally is attacked, 50% chance of decreasing the duration of all buffs on the attacker by 1 turn. So it's not just him getting attacked, it's any ally. Whenever this champion is attacked, has a 100% chance of decreasing the duration of all buffs on the attacker by 1 turn. So this is, again, good for certain bosses that like either stealing buffs or, you know, buffing themselves. Especially ones that have like AoE, so they're like always going to hit. Now, let's say a boss hits 5 allies, including this champion. Is this going to be a 50% chance for each ally, then 100%? Like for everyone, or is it like a one at a time weird thing? I think it's, let's say a boss has a bunch of buffs on and they attack everyone. I think he's not going to have any buffs anymore if it attacks everyone. I don't know. Be interesting to test that out. This champion's immune to fear. Okay, so he has some small CC irresistibility. Kind of cool. Good against that one Hydra dude that likes fearing people. Forgot which one that is. He has no aura at all, but he's going to get one of ally accuracy in all battles by 70, which is actually really nice to have because he needs accuracy besides asleep. So these are actually good changes. I mean, Harvest Jack is slightly better than Lugan, but Lugan was way worse than Harvest Jack now. So they're both getting like massive changes. And I surprisingly have both of them. Why does that skill look like that? Just some angry dude. I know I'm not in full screen. I just wanted to switch between the screenshots and stuff well. Are there gonna be new 6 stars? Like my Bannerlord's support is just horrible. I mean, really the only support I have is this chick who has a small heal, some sort of sleep decrease speed, but there's no, I'm not getting any buffs. Like protection buffs. Doesn't she have a strengthen? I guess this is one. But this is this if only they're revived, or can she do this without the revive? I don't know. I forgot. But his changes are going to be good. His aura is huge. 38% HP in faction crypts. That's actually insane. Yeah, they're both going to be 6 stars for me. Yeah, I'm happy that Raid's making changes to champions I have. Yay. I'm pretty sure plenty of people have the Harvest Jack dude, especially if they've been playing the game for a while. I don't know when this guy was put into the game, but I think he seems like he's been here for a long time. I don't know, I just haven't really cared to like eyeball this dude because the second I pulled him, he sucks. Yeah, just bad. Oops. Clicked out of that. But yeah, champ changes. Yay.